Welcome to our garden here in upstate New York, Zone 6A. Today is all about water in the garden and how we take care of our water resources over winter. That includes our fountains, how we put those to bed for winter, our yard enforcers, the deer protection, our HoseLinks, and we're also going to be putting the pondless waterfall to bed. So, Eric, let's talk through what we've got to do here with this fountain.
The first step of getting the fountains ready for winter is to get the water out of them. We're going to do that now, then move on to more water projects while this dries out a little bit, and then we'll come back for step 2 and 3. So turn down the volume, Christopher. Here we go.
Fantastic.
That's the Catarina fountain done. Let's head over to the Borghese and get that blown out as well. These fountains are too big for us to move into the garage every winter, nor do we have the room in the garage to keep them there. So we have found to be the most effective thing to do is to cover them during the winter.
And that's actually because the cold isn't the problem, it's the freeze and thaw of the water, which is also why we have to blow them out.
So now we've got the bulk of the water out of them and on me.
Mostly on him.
We'll let them dry out a little bit more. So in the meantime, let's head to the back and get going on these yard enforcers.
Our foolproof method for keeping deer out of our garden the last couple of years has been the yard enforcer. It's a motion and heat activated sprinkler that scares the bejesus out of them and keeps them away from our hydrangeas. We've had 2 in the past, but this year we had a water hookup added to the berm, which has totally changed the water game in our garden. But we ran a hose up along the back of the berm behind this green giant arborvitae and added an additional yard enforcer, which really protected the back half of the garden. So Eric didn't have to come out here and spray the Bobex. Yes, that's one of his jobs.
Oh, that was fantastic not having to do that. But the downside is we can't have these out during the winter because they'll freeze.
Exactly. It is live water. I have detached it from the hose already here. And this hose line is just a little supply line from the hose bib. Here's our yard enforcer. It has batteries in it, which we have discovered they last exactly 1 season. So we'll take these batteries out, store these in the garage, and in the spring, put fresh ones in here, pop them right back out. And you might notice right here to the side of me, our new friend, a temporary deer fence. We're giving it a try. There'll probably still be some spray just in case, but this is what we're hoping keeps the deer out of the backyard.
We'll see. I mean, I've heard mixed reviews about them, but we figured we might as well try.
Yeah, because it is, it's just T-posts with this mesh. They're all zip tied together. And then our plan for the future is to continue kind of a green wall across the back. Our green giant arborvitaes have grown so beautifully, and some of them are starting to touch and make that green screen that'll keep the deer out, but we have some holes. So we're thinking we're gonna add some other evergreens. And keep in mind, when we say arborvitae, green giant arborvitae is a hybrid with a cypress. So this particular kind of arborvitae does not become deer food like emerald green and North Poles and all of those. Oh, here's the sun.
There's the sun.
So
yeah,
nice.
The deer don't like the taste of this one, but and Spring Grove and Green Giant are very similar in that way, right?
They are. They're like sports. One is a sport of the other one. And then I actually think it'd be nice if we could get our hands on a big old blue spruce and stick it right behind there.
A nice pop of blue.
Yeah, a nice pop of blue. Just do kind of a green wall like we're doing on the sides of the property up front. And that be our deer fence. And maybe the temporary just keeps them out in the meantime.
Yeah, I mean, there's also this spot down here, which I actually am impressed on how much you can't see this temporary deer fence.
If it wasn't for the little white paint at the top of the T-post, you can't see this from inside the house.
I can barely see it from here. I just think that little white on the T-post is for safety, right?
It's either, yeah, maybe it's for safety so we know where they are. I don't know, maybe it scares the deer. I'm not sure, but I think this area here, this will be tough, right? Because, let me hobble back here. This area here, Eric, this is a spirea. These spirea were originally in our foundation bed. when we first moved in. Do you remember that?
Yes.
So we turned them into a hedge here, and they've done exactly what generic spirea do. And this is a lilac. But I'm not sure, how would we do it? Do we put, I don't like, what, like some kind of chunky thing right here?
I think we do a trio of weeping Alaskan cedars.
I mean, I love a weeping Alaskan cedar. Can a deer just like step through one of those?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, honestly, the first couple of years while they're still small,
Yeah, it's not going to do
we're going to
much.
have to leave that temporary deer fence up back there.
This is a bloomerang purple lilac. I
Yep.
forgot we had this here. Huh.
Yeah, it did very well for us this year.
Okay.
All right, let's grab the other 2 yard enforcers,
Yes.
and then we'll start on the hoses. So we have these little fabric hoses back here connecting 2 yard enforcers together.
Oh, because you can pair these on the same line.
Yes, that's what's really cool about them too, is you can have one live hose that goes to the first one, and then you can connect them over and over again and make an entire wall of them. And I honestly think these have saved our garden
Big time.
from the deer. The downside though is like we can't run them in the winter because of, you need live water to them, and they would just freeze.
You know what is
clog
not
up.
freezing though? I have to give the biggest shout out ever. Like if I was gonna be a product placement Bob's Barker girl, it would be these gloves.
Oh, these waterproof insulated gloves, they are pretty awesome.
I'm gonna put a link in the description in bold because these gloves are awesome. Fingers not sore or cold or wet.
Do you think it's time to take the stake off the Weeping Ruby Falls?
I do think it might be time. The trunk is really strong.
It's starting to bend, I think. Do you have clippers in your pocket or not?
I don't for the first time ever, but you know what? They're probably in the mailbox in the raised beds.
Let me see if I can just get this. It's, this was planted in 2022 and it needed a stake just because it was such a big tree with a tiny root ball. But now you can see it's very well established.
It is. And, we've done a little bit of pruning on it. Eric has lifted it a little bit. You can see there's not a lot of branching down there. But we have thoughts about even more pruning to give it more architecture and less of a snuffleupagus look.
Yeah, I want to thin it out this spring. It definitely doesn't need the stake anymore, but can I get the stake out?
There we go. All right.
Oh, here we go.
You broke the stake right in half. That's how strong he is.
Look how far that was into the ground, though. That was pretty far into the ground.
Trash day.
So I think that this will now be fine. It's been staked.
Yeah, that's perfectly
It'll be
fine.
totally fine. All right, sorry guys, back on track. So now we have this here. We walk around. I don't want to break any more branches on that.
Grab those 2 friends.
2 yard enforcers down. These fabric hoses are so handy.
They're very handy, and they're ultra heavy duty.
And you
Which
can't even
is great.
see them during the growing season.
The
These
other-
are the wires to the Borghese and stuff over there. We'll get to that shortly.
Yeah, I had I had some troubles with the electrical this year, so I will be working on that come spring.
This is the other yard enforcer. If you come around this way, Christopher, you can see how this is how you can attach them to one another like this. So this hose right here that I'm unscrewing connected it to that other yard enforcer back there. And then this hose that I'm unscrewing here, maybe I'm unscrewing it. Maybe I'm not. Am I?
Hang
on.
Oh, hold that black piece.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm
Make
pretty
sure you're
sure
getting this on camera.
I am. I'm pretty sure that black piece spins, so you don't have to do the whippy flippy.
Is it
Yeah.
spinning? Oh, it does.
There.
Look at that. All right, so then this is the third yard enforcer. That's all the yard enforcers. And these hoses, Christopher, you go that way. These come in 50-foot lengths and 100-foot lengths. I think we got the 100-foot length, not realizing we probably only needed the 50-foot length. We'll go past our columnar Scotch pine.
How funny while he struggles there. Look at how beautiful the Checkmark Trilogy foliage is.
Wish me luck getting past Teasing Georgia.
Yep.
Ow. Oh, oh my God, I'm not even joking. It's like literally up in my butt.
Hey, remember when that happened to me?
Ow.
When we were doing roses recently? Let's see. There he is. Oh, wow. Oh, it's right between his thighs.
Oh.
Oh, thanks for getting that.
We're playing with fence ideas. All right. And then this oak leaf, which honestly, I don't care if I break the back of it because
Yeah, that's okay.
it'll be fine. Then we'll come this way and this way. And then we're going to lay these out, make sure they're empty, and bring them in. Now, we had our own little line here just for those, and it was this one right here, and I could turn it on or off.
Yep.
Depending. So let me unscrew it. All right, hose number 1. As I am rolling it up, it's draining out the other end. All right, we're in the garage. The hoses are on that shelf. Christopher is going to show us how to take the batteries out of the yard enforcer.
Okay, very simple. We're just gonna unplug the pluggy thing, untighten this top part, which adjusts your angle of the sensor. And then underneath that is this battery cage, which I think...
It's watertight, so it's a little tricky to get on and off. There you go.
I think the last time I did
Press
this,
that little tab.
I may have actually needed to use... Oh, it's not a squeeze and pull. It's just a pull. So then dispose of the 4 AA batteries properly, which for right now is going to be
To the side.
to the side. And then slide this guy back in there where it will happily hang out until spring. So let me repeat that and then go take care of our Orbit irrigation timers.
So that temporary deer fence is going to take care of the back of the garden. I still think we're going to have to spray the front of the garden this winter. Do you think so?
I definitely think so. For some reason in our neighborhood, the deer come from the street.
I know.
Like they're just walking down the road.
We got
like
street walking deer.
we have, these streetwalkers. That's not this kind of neighborhood. Okay, so over here where we have this 4-way splitter, which is also from Orbit. I like this one because it has easy turning knobs. We'll take this whole thing in. We have quick connects for all of our drip irrigation, and they connect to this 4-way timer, which I have an app on my phone for. And now we actually have 8 zones of drip irrigation because we have one of these on the hose bib in the back. So the first thing I'm going to do is use these quick connects and pull off my drip irrigation.
Sometimes quick connects aren't quick.
They're,
You gotta like jiggle them around a little bit.
And like figure out which way they're supposed to go. Okay, there we go. So basically, the important thing to remember is the drip irrigation in the ground with the actual emitters, all the brown and black tubing. That doesn't need to be blown out in our area. I've heard of some people blowing it out. It's not something we have to do because as the water expands when it freezes, it just pops out of the holes.
Yes.
So that's been perfectly fine for us. And this again, I will take in to pull the batteries out of, and I'll get the one in the back. Over the last couple years, I did decide I would start bringing in this section of the tubing. Eric, you always remember what the name of the stuff is. There's the filter, what are these things?
Pressure regulator?
That's what it is. I always forget that part. And then I just pull this off. So this is like the pressure stuff. It's all little pieces. So I want to make sure those little pieces don't stay out and freeze over winter. And it's easy enough to put it right on the tubing and into the quick connect at the bottom. So that's literally the only thing that we do related to the drip irrigation in our garden is take the connection and the timer off.
Yeah, and if you didn't have an electric timer like we have, you would just take your connector in.
Yeah, so I'll do this. And the good thing is, you know, we'll just repeat this in the back, same exact process. And I could put caps on these, but I don't know.
We have in the past, and we haven't in the past, and haven't had a difference.
Yeah, there's been no change, so. Same plan. Make sure this water is turned off. That's always a fun mistake when you forget to turn the live water off.
Last year, I think we left these out by accident.
We did.
We did have to replace them. Actually, I think I left the water on live.
Yep.
Or maybe that was the year before last.
And one of them, this piece here,
it just exploded off.
So we did have to have the plumber come out and get it.
Yeah.
For some reason, this one is a little tighter than the others, so.
I think is it closer to the ground too?
It is. And this one, you can see when I put the drip in, I can't get the quick connects and the filters and the pressure and all that stuff to fit properly. So I have to put elbows.
Yeah, but it works. Lines. You figured it out.
You know what I might do as a real treat next year? I think I'm going to bury these tubes.
Ooh.
As opposed to having just black tubing all over the place.
I gotta say, I never noticed them, so I don't think it's a must, but...
It's not a must, but oh, well, this part wasn't even fully attached. Oh, you know what? We added zone 4 just recently because I separated the west fence from the west side of the house. They were actually all on one line, and I changed that, so now it's all different here.
With a summer like ours, though, this year, because our summers are really inconsistent. Some years they're just rain, 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 and this year it was sheer drought.
It was a crazy
Our garden
season.
just wouldn't have done a third as well as it did
without the drip.
Without the drip.
Because we always talk about drip irrigation as a supplement, but this year it was the entire nutrition. There was nothing else happening.
It needed that water.
Drip
can be intimidating, for sure.
It can. We have some old videos that I really can't promise the quality of the editing. Don't judge me. 2 of our old videos, we talked about how we installed drip around the new terrace garden. The process hasn't changed, I promise. We might be a little more knowledgeable about how much water to give what, but ultimately it's the same process. So I'm just gonna set these to the side, Eric, because while we're here, I want you to talk about this HoseLink.
Before I do that, Christopher, look at this. We got a little hellebore action. I don't know why, but we do.
Oh my gosh, these are one of the new ones that we planted last winter. That's a good hellebore.
Actually, I just planted them this summer.
Oh, right, because they came in the spring.
They're brand new. I planted them maybe in June. Maybe that's why they're blooming now. I don't know. And I don't remember the variety, but I know it's one of the wedding series from Walter's Gardens.
I remember I wanted all of the ones that were like the groom and the groom's party. They were the darker blue colors. So those are the ones that I went for.
But look how many petals are on this one.
Real fluffy. It's a really pretty one.
So tiny. All right. So anyway, back to the HoseLink, which has been a game changer. They came out with this year a 100-foot hose, which is what we need in our garden because we're in a half-acre lot that's kind of perfectly rectangle. And we only had, at the time, 2 hose spigots, the front one up there, this back one here. So in order for this hose to reach that back corner, we needed at least 100 feet. Now, we have that additional one back there. But highly recommend the HoseLink. Had a very positive experience with it. Ours is very simply mounted. All we did was take this 4x4, cement that into the ground, and then went to the plumbing department and got a flange and a nipple, a 1-inch diameter, and it just slides in like that.
It's so easy.
It's so easy. And now we've used the quick connect to disconnect it from that setup Christopher had. It's got a nice handle on it. It's all reeled up. And now we just put it in the garage for the winter and we don't have to worry about anything.
It's the best thing.
So let's collect our hose links and get those put away. So this mounting back here is different than the other two that we have. This one, we just took a 1-inch diameter pipe from the plumbing section and put that in the ground with some cement. So even simpler, even more streamlined. We had the 4x4s for a previous retractable hose prior 2 years.
Yep.
So those have been modified to fit the HoseLink. This is probably just what I would do if we were starting fresh with HoseLink, is a 1-inch diameter pipe. What do you think, Christopher?
That's exactly what we do.
Yeah, so same thing. Look how streamlined it is. Looks like we could probably use a coat of paint next. Thanks.
Yeah, I'll just take
Next
this.
spring on it to make it black.
This is the hose, of course, that was running up to that yard enforcer. I feel like we could just leave these attached. I mean, it's going to be the same system next year, potentially.
Yeah. Grab this one. And then that one you should just be able to lift right off.
I got it.
All right, here's all our pieces so far.
Tucked in. And then this is where we're going to be putting the fountain pumps that we'll go get right now.
All right, let's go grab them. The Borghese fountain is new for us this year, and I would say it was a hit. I loved how gentle and pretty the water flow was. It had a great sound to it. I do think we need to be better about keeping it clean next year, right?
It was, yeah, there was a couple leaves in there now and again, a little algae.
Can I just hand you these little bits for now?
Got it.
Got it? Okay. So I've just got to get this pump out. There is that little plug thingy-majiggy to get that out. And I also will have to tilt this a bit
To unplug it.
to unplug it. And then this
I'll pull this bottom if you pull the bolt.
a little more tilt. There we go. So then all of this has to be stored.
Yep, this will all go in the garage.
So now the next part is, I'm just gonna put some softness in here that'll soak up a little extra moisture, and we can put the ceramic bits on.
Do you want to bring this inside too? This
Yes, for sure. 100%.
Inside the fountain piece.
Yes. So the only thing left out here, no electronic bits, no plastic bits or moldy bits. And then we have a tarp. We're just going to drape over it. Was this an 8x10?
Yeah, I think this one you said was 8x10.
Probably bigger than necessary, but
Oh, let's leave it doubled.
yeah, we'll leave it doubled. And we want to make sure we use a bungee cord because of our freezing, cold winter winds. Tuck all that up under this bungee cord. Get as much of it under as possible. Otherwise, this will take off like a sail.
Yep. And the only reason we're doing this again is just to keep the majority of the winter moisture off.
Can it go
Of
twice?
the,
No. Can it go twice around? Here, pull that. Pull
I
that.
got this.
You have it for sure, because if that flies at me.
I'd never do such a thing. I got that.
Will it reach or not reach?
I got it. There we go, it's doubled, and this is put to bed for winter. Beautiful. If you've been following us for a while, you've seen us put this fountain together and take it apart. It's a doozy. This one is heavy.
I think it's a total of like 800 pounds, right?
Something like that. Between all the different pieces.
I love it though. I guess I'll put this on the ground. Oh, I don't want it to get muddy. Maybe I'll put it over. Oh, These roses are just snagging me today.
So just like the Borghese fountain, this pump, the electrical wire goes through the wax seal thing, but it goes all the way.
That was barely in there. That's funny.
Yeah, it goes all the way down into the ground where it gets plugged in. So this whole piece of the fountain needs to tip. Let me just go unplug it.
Yeah, let's get this wire all loosened up first.
Okay, it's now unplugged.
I'll clean it off before we pull it up and through. And then...
Well, this is easier to do this way than it is to put it through, remember?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's the downside of the fountain, is keeping them clean during the season and then like the putting together and taking apart. But yeah. I think it's well worth it.
Totally worth it.
Let's see what I can... Do you want to be the puller and I'll be the leaner over her?
Absolutely.
Yep.
We're through.
Not bad. You know what? I held the bowl with my shoulders.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, now we have this piece to put in the garage.
And then I've got my little soft landing pad. And I think that this will also absorb a little extra moisture if needed. Let me grab that tier right here.
Okay.
And this one we actually have
a proper fountain cover,
but I don't think you need one. Thank you, Mother Nature, for actually...
That was a nice assist.
That was a nice assist.
And my favorite part of this is when we put the bungee cord on it, it looks like a giant mushroom.
Hang on one second. I just want to think my way through this. Make sure that the footing is covered too. Okay. Here, you give me yours. Here's that one.
Okay, got it.
Got it?
Got it. Bungee cords on.
And then we'll just make sure like that's covered.
Tuck that in.
All the concrete's covered.
All the concrete is covered.
Wow, nice. And then I'll put these just up here for now. And then one of those sad, cold winter days when I'm just yearning for the garden, I'll come out and clean these all up.
Yeah, I don't think we need to for now.
Not today. Plus they gotta dry out a little bit. And then, you know, over the winter, they'll get cleaned at some point. All right, it is the next morning and we are here with Bob from Deckers. Yep. Bob, welcome to the garden. Welcome back.
Thank you.
And Bob is going to tell us how he's going to close down the pondless waterfall for the winter. But I want to ask you first, why do we need to close it down for the winter?
Well, you've got a pump down in the vault, and you're really, number one, you don't want the pump to freeze because it can damage the pump. And I'm also going to blow the line out and get as much water out as I can.
And so what are you going to do today to get it shut down and ready for the winter?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to uncover the vault, which is right over here, pull the pump. I'm going to pump this down a little bit. I'm going to take a blower. I'm going to blow back the water out through the spillway.
All right.
And then that is good to go for the winter?
Pretty much. You do have an autofill, so I'm going to blow the autofill out.
Okay.
Unless it's hooked up to an irrigation system.
The autofill is hooked up to our inline sprinkler system that was blown out on Friday.
Okay, so it should be good.
So it should be good. All right, we're going to leave you to it. And then once that's done, we don't have to do anything with it all winter?
Nope.
And then next spring, it just gets put back together and filled?
Back in reverse, yep. Cleaned up and reinstalled.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Can't wait to see it.
All right, so the pondless waterfall is put away. I gotta say, this was one of the highlights of our entire gardening year, having this and learning about it. We learned a whole lot. Everybody that watches our videos saw us go through some fun stuff with it. But
that's great.
Thank you for putting it to sleep for us. And like you said, we'll see you in spring.
I'll see you in the spring, yes.
Awesome. And if anyone needs a pondless waterfall, Deckers, they're awesome.
And that's how we put our water to bed for the winter. If you want to see how this pond was installed, check out this video here. Again, I'm Eric.
And I'm Christopher.
And we're Grow For Me Gardening.
Thanks for growing with us.